Hey, buddy, eyes up here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am just some geeky guy, and this is my second attempt at doing a spoiler live review of Superman 2025, written and directed by James Gunn. The last time I did a stream like this, the audio and video quality was horrible on my end, at least, because like my internet connection was blacking out for some reason. So I'm gonna use my mobile hotspot from now on and pray to Rao that it works. Anyways, James Gunn Superman. For me, this film was a huge surprise, and I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. So before this movie came out back in like 2022, when James Gunn announced that he was going to be rebooting the DC film franchise and that he was not going to have Henry Cavill return as Superman anymore, this was kind of my exact reaction.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you forever. Fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves, you fucks.
Pretty much, yeah. As you can imagine, I didn't take the news very well. And I was pretty much considering boycotting this movie altogether because why would I bother going to see a Superman reboot that I didn't even ask for, written and directed by a guy that I'm not really that fond of? And by the way, is my connection good on the stream, Seth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It is. Absolutely, it is.
Okay, did you check?
Yes, yeah, I did.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Oh, thank God it worked this time. But yeah, I was originally considering boycotting it because it wasn't the Superman movie that I wanted to see. I wanted to see a continuation of Henry Cavill's story. Even if James Gunn is directing it, I don't care. And not even the set designs for the movie were doing it for me because I thought all the costume designs looked cheap. And what else? The Hey Collector, how you doing? And not only that, but what eventually did make me like come around to seeing the movie was when I did see the trailer and I did see a lot of like All-Star Superman references and inspiration, and even some inspiration from the New 52 comic run by Grant Morrison. Yeah, and that's what eventually made me to come around to seeing this film, because I started to notice a lot of DCAU style inspiration, because I grew up watching the DCAU as a child, and I'm very much glad to know that it heavily inspired this film. So yeah, when I finally walked out of this movie, I walked out with a big grin on my face. Holy hell, did I have fun! Now, I went into this movie with very cautious expectations because I kept hearing mixed reviews. So, like, one half was saying it was really good, other half was saying it was either mediocre or terrible. Like, Jeremy Jahns gave this movie a good time if you're drunk rating, and Angry Joe gave it a 6 out of 10. Like, that alone was enough to just dampen down my expectations. But thank God that didn't actually affect my experience. And let me get started with what I loved about this film. David Corenswet freaking killed it as Superman. Like, not only did he embody the character's persona from the comics, he also brought a very familiar set of vulnerability to the character, and shows that just like any other person, he has moments of self-doubt and makes mistakes just like everybody else. He's not perfect. He is a Superman, but not a perfect man. And there is just one little tweak, though. He did come off very like immature at times. Like, for example, like when he threw a fit at Lois Lane for the backlash he was receiving, that came off very immature off his end, because as someone who has read the comics, I just can't picture Superman doing something like that. I thought Lois Lane was freaking great in this film. Like, Rachel Brosnahan freaking killed it. She is right up there with Bitsy Tulloch from the Arrowverse and Amy Adams from the Snyderverse as my favorite live action Lois Lane. What else was another thing that I also wanted to bring up is that Lex Luthor in this film, I have very mixed feelings on how Lex Luthor was handled in this film. Like, on one hand, the first and second act of the film did a great job building him up as this menacing villain. Like, there were so many moments in this film where he came off as an evil demon that you just wanted to see Superman laser his bald head off. But the problem is, by the third act of the film, he was treated like a complete joke, and I just couldn't take him seriously as a villain anymore. Like, if you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you know how that film did a great job building up Kang as a menacing, intimidating villain, only to completely neuter him by the end. That's kind of like what James Gunn did with Lex Luthor in this film, because by the third act, when he was when he was getting smacked around by Krypto on his ship, I was laughing my guts off in the theater. I couldn't take it seriously. Like, what threat is a villain who gets smacked around by a dog? The rest of the cast were great. The Justice Gang were great in this film. Eddie Gathegi was great as Mr. Terrific. Nathan Fillion killed it as Guy Gardner. Like that moment where he uses his ring to create like a middle finger construct to flip over that tank. That's classic Guy Gardner. I'm sorry, but I didn't really like Isabella Merced as a Hawk Girl. I thought she was kind of lame. The engineer was really good. The actor who played Metamorpho, Anthony Carrigan, was great. Like, his costume design, in my opinion, best costume design in the whole film. Like, he looked amazing.
Yeah.
And I was honestly shocked. I was shocked to find out that he was all practical, because I thought that was CGI. But damn, the makeup crew, like, this film should actually get an Oscar nomination for best makeup just for Metamorpho's costume alone. Ma and Pa Kent were really good in this film. Like, the actors who played Jonathan and Martha Kent were great. Who else? The rest of the Daily Planet cast were great, although I do wish there were more of them. The action scenes in this film were very well done. Like, the action scenes actually feel like you're seeing a comic book panel come to life, especially the visuals in this film were very well done. There were just a few minor hints here and there where the CGI was very noticeable, but still, the rest of it was great that it was enough to rectify it. What else did I like about this film? I also liked a lot of the homages that James Gunn did to other Superman iterations. Like, for example, I don't know if it was manipulated by Luthor to seem that way, but having Superman's father Jor-El sent him to Earth to conquer it, that was taken directly from Smallville. As Superman having like moments of self-doubt, being relatable and more humanized, that was taken from the Snyderverse. And him being like the Silver Age Boy Scout kind of persona that he had, that was taken from the Reeves verse, like the Donner's verse. It's like so many homages to other iterations of Superman that I noticed that put a smile on my face. He even made a few comic references to other characters that I thought were pretty funny. Like, I don't know if you caught it, but that one Easter egg reference he made to Mr. Mexyspitalik when he says, "Oh, let the Justice Gang handle that interdimensional imp." That was a really cool reference. Yeah. There are a few negatives I do have about this film. There were some bits of forced humor here and there that I didn't like at all. As I mentioned before, Lex Luthor, I loved him in the first and second act of the film, but the third act, he was a joke. I'm sorry. Another negative I do have is it's not like a huge thing that I think bogs down the movie. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. But I really do wish that James Gunn had picked another villain other than Lex Luthor to be the main villain for this film, because I am so sick and tired of seeing another Superman movie with Lex Luthor yet again as the main villain. Like, keep this in mind, Seth. Hollywood has made 9 live-action Superman films, and 6 of them had Lex Luthor as either the primary or secondary villain. So yeah. For the love of God, for the sequel, the 3 villains I want to see for the sequel: Mexyspitalik, Mongol, or Brainiac. Either of those 3, I'll be happy.
Or Parasite.
So yeah, James Gunn's Superman. That's all I have to say about the film. It genuinely surprised me. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. I mean, it's not my favorite Superman film. My personal favorite Superman film is still Man of Steel. Man of Steel is what really made me a Superman fan. So yeah, if I had to rate it, I would say 8 out of 10. That's my final rating for the film. Seth, you're up next.
Okay, so as you guys can see, I really did embrace this whole new change for the DC, movie universe. James Gunn's DCU with Peter Safran. I mean, I supported it because I actually am a huge fan of James Gunn, and I love his video that he actually made back in 2023, basically saying that he cares more about the story first, and all the other stuff comes later. He needs a script that's fully written first, and then he'll go to shooting. He'll make it after the script is fantastic. And I liked his Creature Commandos. That was the first installment of the DCU.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
love that too.
you know, so uh, Superman is technically the first movie though of the DCU, and I gotta say, I had early access to the movie 2 days early before everyone for the Amazon Prime screening. And I'm gonna say this movie is actually my favorite Superman movie. Unlike just some geeky guy over here. Because this really does feel like a Silver Age Superman. That's my Superman, like the comics from the Silver Age and all of that. Also, this feels like one huge episode of Superman the Animated Series, which is also my Superman. And I just love everything that they do mostly in this film. I love David Cornsweet as Superman. I'm really excited to see his future sequels and also team up with there's a lot of talk of a World's Finest movie being made. I really do want to see that. I want to see his Superman meet the new Batman and Wonder Woman and just form the Justice League. And one of my biggest positives, though, of this entire movie is it embraces the comic book aspect of it. And I think that's one thing that's different, because everyone's like, man, DC needs to find its fitting, its own type. They can't copy the MCU. So basically, what Gunn decided was, okay, we're gonna go full on comic bookiness. Like we're gonna embrace on the goofiness, but we're also not going to be scared to tell some serious stories and some rated R stories, some horror films like Clayface that's being currently made for this universe, and more. And I love almost every single character and their actor. Like Lois Lane, excellent casting. I think she's actually the best Lois Lane, in my opinion, comic book accurate wise. Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult is my favorite Lex Luthor too. I understand your critique to him, at the end for getting beaten up so easily and all that, and treated kind of like a joke. But honestly, I think that was kind of on purpose a little bit, because it's trying to show that he is just unstable by the end of the film. Like he is so obsessed with trying to kill Superman. He's not listening to
That's
logic,
Seth,
like
here's the thing. Like, I understand the point you're trying to make. You're trying to say that because Lex has such a big ego and thinks that he's bigger than he actually is, that Superman has to humble him a bit. Like, I understand that, but the way Superman humbled him, it was just more hilarious than it was actually genuine.
I will say that crypto scene though of him beating him, yes, that was funny and all that. But I will say if they took that out, I think Lex would have been treated a little bit more seriously at the end though. You know,
Yeah,
I will say.
Seth, do you remember that moment in the end of the first Avengers movie when Hulk like smacks around Loki after
Mhm.
he tells him, "I will not be bullied by," and then
Yeah.
that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, continue.
Hang on. Sorry. Emergency around the area. An alarm came off. Anyway, um
Who cares?
going, yeah, I don't know. But going back though to what I was saying, yeah, the whole Daily Planet stuff, I do wish that they did more with that, but I do like the cast of it a lot. Like I liked how much we actually saw of Jimmy Olsen. I actually have to say that what they did with Jimmy, I actually really liked. I thought, oh yeah, he's just gonna be kind of pushed to the side, like how Perry did, and Kat and Steve and all of them. But no, he actually kind of played a little bit of a decent part. Um, I just like the world building because that's what this movie should be, right? Like it should set up the universe of okay, how lived in is it? How many decades have superheroes existed and all this stuff? This is a fully lived in universe that, like the people of Metropolis are used to huge kaijus freaking popping up, you know? Like they're used to, people dressed up like, you know, um so yeah, no, but one of the few things though that I came in and I really liked was I came in thinking, okay, yeah, Superman seems to get beaten up a lot in this movie from the trailers, and I was like really scared, like, oh man, he's gonna get beaten up like every single time. But then when you watch the movie, it all makes sense. Like all the times he is beaten up, every single time it makes sense why he's getting beaten up. Um, yeah. For the Justice Gang, I liked mostly all of them. My least favorite was actually Guy Gardner, but that's just because I never really liked Guy Gardner. But I do like how they stuck comic book accurate. Like he is a dick. Like,
Everybody's
like, yeah,
he's everybody's least favorite Green Lantern.
yeah, yeah. So it's like I'm not gonna complain about that because it's like that's just who he is as a character. Um, Hawk Girl, I thought she was. I liked the scene of her. Like, I do agree they kind of didn't do much with her. But I do like the scene in the third act with her. That
Yeah,
small brief
it's Seth.
scene.
Yeah, Seth. What I even though I thought she was lame of the most part, the one badass moment she did have was when she picked up the Baravian president, and the president looked at her like,
Yep.
You're not gonna kill me. You're a softie, just like Superman." It's like, you think I'm soft like Superman, and then she just throws him on the ground and
Yeah,
kills
yeah.
him. Like that was
Yeah,
freaking
that's
great.
what I mean. Like, I love that scene. That's why I'm not saying I don't hate her. I just think we need more time with her, you know? Um, Metamorpho, though. Oh my God. Can we just get a Terrifics movie? Because after this, I'm like, man, all right. So, first off, I think newer fans, that are going to get invested in this universe, I think a lot of people are now going to start saying, man, we want a Mr. Terrific movie. Because I thought he was a huge standout, in my opinion. Like, I think, um, kind of like, how a lot of kids did not know who Black Panther was, but then when he appeared in Civil War, like he became a fan favorite from Civil War and his own movie. I think Mr. Terrific could become a new fan favorite for kids and all of that. Like he was just fun in this movie, like really great, I gotta say. Um, and I want to see his team, the Terrifics team, because Metamorpho is a part of his team of the Terrifics, so I think they could easily do that. Um, Crypto, I loved Crypto. I always supported Crypto freaking being in this movie. Just embrace the comic book feel. So yeah, of course there's a flying dog. Let's get the flying cat too. The super cat. Let's get that in the next film. Like who cares at this point. Like go full on James Gunn. I don't know how you're gonna do the super cat though, because
So
it's Kara's
yeah,
dog, you know?
yeah. Yeah, to wrap up, what final rating would you give it? What's your conclusion?
Oh, for me, it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh
I'm
wow,
going full out
dude,
10.
you give it the highest rating out of anybody that I know. So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, that's fucking a
Well,
10 out of 10. But by the way, Seth, since you brought up the Terrifics, I think you can have maybe have them appear in Creature Commandos, and not only that, if they ever get around to seeing a Justice League film, I really want to see Mister Terrific and Hawkgirl return. And as members of the Justice League in that upcoming
hmm.
film, not so much Guy Gardner, just get another Green Lantern in his place. Like get John Stewart. Everybody wants John
Well,
Stewart for
I
the Justice League film.
I think Jon Stewart is going to become the Green Lantern. I think Guy Gardner's just like the current one right now because, I mean, we do know apparently Hal Jordan is going, he's going to be training Jon Stewart in the new Lantern show. So
Yeah.
it's like there's going to be something that makes Jon Stewart be the main Lantern moving forward, you
Yeah.
know?
And Seth, not only that for the Justice League film, I think Gunn will more than likely be going for the Justice League Unlimited lineup. You know, the one from the Justice League show. He's going to go with that lineup instead of like the classic lineup like that we all know of. You know, because he basically, you can definitely tell watching this film that he used the DCAU as an inspiration for this film. So I would
Well,
love to
yeah.
see him use that universe's lineup of the Justice League for his upcoming DCU Justice League film, if there is one. But however, it's rumored that he's going to be adapting Justice League International instead, which is a completely different lineup.
I honestly just go full on. Like, I'm fine with everything. I just need to see before Justice League movie, the Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold. I need to see that movie. I need to see Wonder Woman, which I know that's being written right now. He said a Wonder Woman movie, and The Brave and the Bold is being written. Um, and I guess some more of the characters. Like, I don't know how. See, that's the thing here because his first, chapter is called Gods and Monsters. So I'm like, okay, so who's gonna be actually the main villain of that Justice League movie? That's my main question. Like who's gonna
If
cap?
you ask me, he should make the Legion of Doom the main villain for his Justice League film because, like, dude, having having Lex Luthor and the Joker on the same screen as each other, that alone would make the DCU Justice League film like $1 billion.
Well,
That's the main villain he should go with the
oh yeah,
Legion of
no,
Doom.
especially because I mean, especially if Superman, like, okay, first off, it's projecting that this film is gonna do very well. And most people are saying it's a great movie. Like, yes, there's some people that are like iffy on it, but the majority, it's positive. So I will say, at least James Gunn succeeded with that. Like, there is buzz about DC again. That's something that you can't say about the former universe. All right, the former universe, it kind of went down with the buzz. I think the last time we as DC fans were really excited about something other than the Batman was actually
The
Zack
Snyder Cut.
Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, yeah, that's legit. The Snyder
Yeah,
cut. So
and keep this in mind. And keep this in mind, Seth. Even though the reception of that was phenomenal, the Warner Brothers didn't listen to the reception. Is like, you know what? Maybe we should continue the Snyderverse and let Zack Snyder like finish his saga. No. Let's just reboot the whole thing.
no, 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 no. This is what they did at first. They greenlighted a sequel to Shazam before a sequel to Man of Steel. We got a Black Adam standalone film, which the actor and the writer and all of that, The Rock didn't even want anything to do with Shazam. at all. He's like, oh, that character sucks. I only care about Black Adam. And he was trying to make Black Adam be like, oh, hey, I'm going to use this film and I'm going to become in charge of DC. You know, like he was trying to do that. The Flash movie came out trying to, at first, it was made to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to reboot it and we're going to like make Michael Keaton the main Batman now and all this other crap. Like, no. I'm glad that we're getting a good reboot.
Tell me you recognize that lyric.
Yeah, I am. I recognize it.
God damn, like, yeah. Oh, by the way, since you brought up the soundtrack, well, I did mostly like the soundtrack to this film. There were a few song choices that I thought were weird and didn't really fit the tone of some scenes. Like, for example, the scene where Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane break into that military camp that has Lex Luthor's like portal machine to his pocket dimension. I thought the song choice for that scene when he was beating up Lex Luthor's henchman, it was not the right. It was not the right song choice. That he should have picked another song.
I liked it, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I like the soundtrack though. Like the mix of the classic Superman theme throughout the whole movie was excellent to me, and also the new Lex theme was actually pretty cool too. Not gonna lie, you
Yeah,
know.
the Lex theme. What was the title soundtrack? Could you look it up? But
Well,
yeah, you are correct. The soundtrack for this film, for the most part, was great. Yeah. By the way,
absolutely.
Seth, what I noticed is that the soundtrack is kind of a mix between Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel and John Williams' score. Like, for example, the moment where that one kid from Jar and Poor lifted up the flagpole with Superman's logo on it, and you heard that those like three guitar notes playing in the background, that gave everybody in the audience goosebumps.
Exactly. No, that's straight up true though, with what you said about the Hans Zimmer score and mixed with, the classic Williams score. I heard that too.
Mhm.
I was like, oh man, this is a masterpiece because they combined two themes basically together and they
Yeah.
made me the perfect Superman theme, in my opinion. Like it just feels so much like Superman. One quick positive, which I didn't really get into though yet, for me, was I loved the theme of this movie. Just what Superman stands for. He wants, like he views every human as a good person, if that makes any sense. Like he views. What do you mean by that, geeky guy? Like he sees
No, no,
the
I
good
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say he
He
views every
sees the
human
good
person.
in people.
No, 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 no,
That's
no.
what I
He
mean.
views Seth. He views every human person's life as valuable. Like even
Yeah,
even his own enemies, he values their lives too. And
yeah,
like yeah, but you are correct that he will go out of his way to save people's lives no matter the cost, especially if it means the world hates him for it, because that's what Superman would do. Like he literally saves a freaking squirrel from getting squashed by that dragon monster. Like that's classic Superman.
hmm hmm
Yeah. hmm Uh,
Um, and oh yeah, I like seeing Flag in here as a little side character.
oh yeah, Rick Flag Jr.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
yeah, senior.
Uh,
Yeah.
and another thing I also wanted to bring up was that who would you like to see as the main villain for the next film? Because like I mentioned before, the three that I would kill to see: Brainiac, Mongol, Mexi
Okay, for Superman. Okay, so first off, I don't think we're gonna get a sequel to Superman until we're done with a World's Finest film. Um, I think what we're gonna be doing is okay for a sequel. I could see Parasite
Yeah.
as a
If
villain.
James Gunn ever does Parasite, I don't know if he would be. I don't know if he would do this version of Parasite because it would be way too dark for his DCU films.
Yeah.
I want to see the Parasite from Superman Earth One Volume Two, like that
Okay.
Parasite from the Superman Earth One run. Like he was just scary. I want to see that
Yeah.
version of Parasite come to life.
But I do agree with you actually. Bizarro would be probably my pick, like my top pick. If
I mean,
I mean
no, I
not
didn't
Bizarro,
say
sorry,
Bizarro.
Brainiac. Why did I say Brainiac? I mean Bizarro. Brainiac, my god. I'm sorry. I was gonna say something about Ultraman. And that's why I was saying Bizarro. But anyway, Brainiac. I can see I think they should do something with Brainiac. If it's either in the next Superman film or actually a Justice League movie with Brainiac as the main
Yeah,
villain, you know?
I mean, Brainiac is a Justice League level threat. Like, he's taken on the Justice League in the DCAU and in the comics, and he was even the main villain for the Injustice 2 video game. I don't know if you played it, but yeah,
Exactly.
he was
No,
great in that
I
video.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah,
So, like, but that I guess that would make sense though for a sequel to have Brainiac as the main villain because I mean we have Supergirl too. Like I mean you can make it easily just be a Superman Supergirl team up movie, you know, to fight Brainiac. Like that makes
yeah.
sense to me.
Do you think they'll make him the main villain for Supergirl?
No, Supergirl is gonna be the other guy.
Lobo?
Have you no, have you read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow?
I do remember reading it a few years ago, but I haven't got around to it. Who is the main villain again? His name is escaping my mind. Do you remember?
I forget who it is, but basically the story is the princess girl goes and basically hires Supergirl to kill the guy for, I guess, killing her parents or whatever. So then Supergirl has to go on this whole trip to try and kill this guy.
Okay. I looked it up. His name is Creme of the Yellow Hill. Creme of the
Yes.
Yellow Hill.
Yep, Prem, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And Lobo, and surprisingly, Lobo is going to be in the film, and he's going to be played by Jason Momoa. I want to know
yep.
how he managed to convince Jason Momoa to come back. But a big old fat stack of cash.
Oh no, apparently the freaking week that James Gunn got, you know, hired as DC president, he legit called Moama. Yeah, like he legit called James Gunn and said, "Hey, look, you gotta give me Lobo." Like that's legit what he said. He apparently called and said, "Hey, look, you gotta give me Lobo."
I gotta look that up.
You know?
I gotta look that up later. I gotta look that up later.
Yeah, no, he legit did. And even during an interview of not Ant-Man, sorry, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, he said, "Oh, trust me, Gunn has plans with me. With me. Not Aquaman yet, but with me." And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Like, he's gonna be Lobo, and that's great, you know?
Dude, if David Cornsweet's Superman is going to be in Supergirl, I cannot finally wait to see Superman and Lobo like on the same big screen together like that. That would be truly remarkable. Let me tell you what else would be truly remarkable if we finally get a Justice League film where they take on Darkseid. Like, a part of me does not want it to happen because it would feel too rushed, but I would kind of prefer it if James Gunn had Darkseid be the main villain for the first Justice League film, just to like get him out of the way real quick because everybody wants the Darkseid to be the expected main villain of eventually in his Justice League saga. So I just want him to have him at least just be the main villain for the first Justice League film in the DCU, just to get him out of the way real quick.
I think we need to wait on that a little bit. I think the Legion of Doom, like what you said, should be actually the main first threat. And
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because Lex makes the group, right? Well, he
Yes.
is sent to Belle Reve right now. So just imagine maybe the course of all these movies, we see each villain being sent by the end of it to Belle Reve, and Lex basically makes the group in prison. You get what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but I mean, I'm also looking forward to seeing who the Joker is going to be in this universe. I'm looking forward to who Batman's going to be,
Like
seeing Night.
for me, the two actors who I think would be a perfect Joker for Gunn's DCU, uh, Tom Hiddleston and the guy who played General Hux, Domhnall Gleeson. Yeah, I think the actor who played General Hux in the sequel trilogy, he would be terrific. He would be a terrific Joker.
I actually have to think on that, but I
Yeah.
would never see freaking Dominic Gleeson or whatever.
Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I never would see him as Joker, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
I could see
The,
Tom
the
Hiddleston.
reason
Like,
yeah. The reason I picked Donald Gleason, the General Hux actor, is because like if you pay attention to his facial proportions, he kind of resembles a Joker a little bit. And not only that, but if you pay attention in the sequel trilogy, he did have a few moments where he came off very maniacal, and that kind of fits the Joker very well. So that's
it depends
who
on
I
his
think.
laugh too. We can't get
Yeah.
a Joker that sounds horrible with his laughter. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't. Yeah, and look, as much as I hate to admit it, Jared Leto's Joker was way better in the Snyder cut than he was in David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Oh dear God.
yeah, but we don't need a Joker. Go full on comic booky Joker. Like the animated universe Joker, because that's the thing. Like, I feel like the animated universe from the
Even better.
90s.
I have an even better example. Arkhamverse Joker. I don't know if you played the Arkham games, but the Joker
Arkhamverse.
in the Batman Arkham games, that's the Joker I want for Guns DCU.
I want basically what Hamill did as Joker. Like, I feel like that to me is comic book Joker, and that is honestly the Joker that balance. That's the Joker that balanced everything. Like, you had Jared Leto. I mean, not Jared Leto. Jack Nicholson, who played the more gangster Joker, and then you had Heath Ledger playing like I would say
Anarchist.
the crazy
Anarchist.
smart. What did you say?
Anarchist.
Yeah, that type of Joker, and then you had Jared Leto, who just played the crazy. I don't know how to pronounce that.
And every fucking time he laughed, he sounded like a dying hyena. What kind of freaking laugh is that? Like, what was Jared Leto?
Lost all of his teeth, so which that alone, I mean, come on now, Joker's known for having teeth, right? Like, and then he has the metal teeth or whatever, like, but I could see, so Ultraman, I could see him returning as Bizarro, in my opinion, because I mean, Lex did say, yeah, he's actually stupider than you, Superman. So it's like, well, I mean, if they want to do that, because Bizarro is basically that, if that makes sense. And also in the animated universe, Lex did make Bizarro. Yeah. So it's like, he could come back out of that black hole. I don't know if they want to, but I'm just saying, like, they could, down the line.
Yeah, and not only that, like Bizarro, I hope they have him be like childlike and innocent, like he was in the DCAU. One really funny moment I remember from the Justice League Unlimited show was when was when Lex Luthor was acting all maniacally when he got elected as when he elected himself as the leader of the Legion of Doom, and then Bizarro looked at him like, "You acting all funny like that? Are you Bizarro, mommy?" Like, it's so infantile and innocent in the DCAU. Like, I want to see him. I want to see Gunn replicate that. Like, just have him be like this innocent, infantile little monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Seth, a thought just occurred to me. So I actually just thought of this. As much as I did like the engineer and Ultraman in this film, I honestly wish that James Gunn had picked other villains from Superman lore to act as Lex Luthor's henchmen. Like, in my opinion, he should have the villains that from the comics that James Gunn should have picked as Lex Luthor's henchmen was Metallo and Parasite. Because if you think about it, he could have had Metallo be like the tech-savvy cyborg that the engineer was, and he could have had Parasite be the brute force henchman that Ultraman was.
And the
Besides,
sad
both
thing
Ultraman
is,
and purple anyway.
and the sad thing is, I don't think we're going to get Metallo now in this universe. And the main reason why is because, so there's a prequel novel that came out that is canon to this, and Lex made Metallo in that prequel novel.
Oh.
So, yeah, and it's basically Superman's like first day at the Daily Planet, first time meeting the Justice Gang and all that. It's just a prequel novel to it. It's kind of like the prequel novel to The Batman. It's written by the same guy. And the fact that I'm over here like, okay, why the hell did they not throw Metallo then in this film? Or why the hell did they not, like, because now it's like, now we can't use Metallo. Because to me, he's actually one of the best Superman villains, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. Seth, they could just have Metallo be like the throwaway villain that Superman defeats in the very beginning of the sequel. Like, have each Superman movie open with him like defeating a throwaway character from the comics. Like, you could have the beginning of the first act of the sequel begin with him defeating Metallo, and then in the third film him like defeating Livewire. You know, you get what you
Toyman. I like to see Toyman possibly. Him fight Toyman.
Yeah, but yeah, I honestly think Toyman is one of Superman's lamest villains. It's just he's not really that great of a villain.
It's one of the lore though, you know, like
yeah. Another thing that I also wanted to bring up is that you know, we almost did get Metallo in Batman v Superman. Like, when they were originally writing the script for that film, instead of Doomsday, they originally were going to go with Metallo as like the final villain that Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman beat up, but they scrapped him and chose Doomsday instead. What else was I going to bring up? You know, Metallo did appear in live action once. If I remember correctly, once in Smallville and then once in the Superboy TV series.
Okay. See, I actually, and I will admit this, I actually never watched Smallville before.
Come on, bro,
I know people will rag on me for that. I've never really had the time to sit down and watch. It's like 10 seasons, right? Like,
yeah. Like Seth, here's the thing: you could just watch two episodes a day, and then you'd be over with it in like 3 months.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. I mean, I just got done Better Call Saul for the first time. All right, like, oh yeah,
and Seth, with Smallville, like, yeah, it really was a great show. Although this is kind of a hot take coming from me, but I didn't think that Smallville needed to be 10 seasons. It could have easily just been like maybe like it could have possibly ended at like season 5. Like season 5
that's what
probably
I was gonna say. It should be like a 5-season show, not 10 seasons. Yeah. I don't think.
They did make a lot of stupid changes from the comics that I didn't like. Like, for example, Smallville had Mr. Mexy's Pitalik be like a foreign exchange student from like Eastern Europe, and they had what was his name? They had Doomsday be an ER doctor, like an ER doctor transforms into Doomsday. Uh, yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous. Although Doomsday in the Smallville show, he's played by Sam Witwer, who
Oh,
voices Dark Rebels.
oh, I did not know that. Oh
Yeah,
crap,
yeah, yeah.
I did not know that
Yeah.
at all.
Although I gotta admit, this is one thing I will kind of admit. I actually prefer Smallville's design for Doomsday over the one we got in BVS. I mean, the design that he had for BVS looked fine. It's just me personally. I prefer the practical effects when they
Well,
went
they
for
never
him in
really
Smallville.
got the right look for Doomsday, like throughout all these like different interpretations that I saw, at least like from clips and
Seth,
all that. Like,
Seth, you know about the canceled Superman film back in the 90s when Nicolas Cage, Superman Lives? Doomsday
yeah,
was going to appear in that film, and his design in that film, oh dear God. If you thought the design in BVS was bad, the design they had for Superman Lives was god awful. Okay.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But
to be
yeah,
honest with you, the
yeah,
original script that Kevin Smith made for Superman Lives, I actually kind of liked. If you actually look it up, Lex and Brainiac were gonna be like the main villains of that movie and all of that. Like that would have been interesting to me at least.
damn, all right. Uh, yeah, hold on, let me just zoom in on this. There we go. And so yeah, let me just share my screen real quick and show you. Yeah, you gotta check out Smallville, bro. Like, believe me, you're not gonna regret it.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on, there it is. So this was the design for Doomsday in the Smallville show. I will admit this. Yeah, this is completely practical, bro, and yeah, this one looks really badass. Props to the visual effects team. This is very good. And here's another snippet of it. This was great. Like yes, Smallville was so underrated. I really did love that show.
I'd say the costume looks okay. It's not like the best thing though. I will absolutely say that. It does like hey look, people complain saying this looks like a CW show. Well, I mean that is a CW show and it does look like a CW show costume. No offense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Like maybe if Zack Snyder had went with like a practical Doomsday, like what Smallville did, with the budget that he had, he could have made it look. He could have significantly improved it. Yeah, but he wanted to
well,
go
I
for a
think a
more comic.
CGI Doomsday would look okay. It's just that you gotta make it look like Doomsday, not um blood. Like I don't even know how to describe Doomsday in BVS.
The
Like
cave troll.
a cave troll, a shit troll. I don't know how to describe it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The original design for Doomsday, when he was developing as a baby, he did kind of look like a cave troll when he was developing as a baby. So maybe that, and I can kind of forgive it because remember, because Doomsday in BVS was like an amalgamation of Lex Luthor's and General Zod's DNA. So I can kind of forgive how like how abominable it looks. And
Yeah.
but back to Gun Superman, like the costume design for Superman, like the absolute worst costume design for me was hands down Guy Gardner. Like I'm sorry, I did not like Guy Gardner's costume design at all. He should have went with the new 52 design for Guy Gardner. That was way better.
I gotta think on costume design because I actually liked most of the costume design. That's actually the thing. Like,
For me, like the suit that Superman wore in the film, I slowly grew on it. It did take a while for me to accept it. It's just my biggest problem is that it looks so cheaply made. It doesn't look like something like a $250 million blockbuster film would actually like create for its main character.
see, I like it a lot as well. First off, I have the actual suit. That's
Oh
the
yeah, I saw
first
that.
thing. Yeah. No, I actually do have the suit, screen accurate suit of it. Um, and you know what? I like the suit quite a bit. I like it that, the fake abs are not there. Because to me, Superman should be muscular, but he doesn't have to be overly muscular. Because, sometimes when they draw Superman overly muscular, it's like, okay, now. Like, like I get it, but like,
Yeah.
like it's a little bit too much, Um, I liked most of the costumes though on the big screen. Like I liked Reeves' original suit. I liked Henry Cavill's suit quite a bit, and I like Cornsweat's suit. They're all different, and I think they're meant to be different too. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just that here's the thing, Seth. Like, David Corenswet is a very muscular, jacked guy, and the suit just doesn't convey that. Like the film literally says in the opening in the opening crawl, like the Star Wars style crawl, that James Gunn's Superman is like the most powerful metahuman on Earth, but his design kind of doesn't convey that. Like, if you were to show me like a photo of Henry Cavill's Superman from like Man of Steel, and you told me that that was the most powerful metahuman on Earth, I would totally believe you.
You know what? I'm actually going to bring this up though, because a lot of people are complaining about this, and I'm like, guys, like, don't you like? This is to me a new inter. Oh my god, a new take on basically Superman's real parents, Jor-El and all of that. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people are complaining about their real message of Superman being sent there to basically take over, have as many wives as possible, and breed with them and all this other stuff. Like, I'm over here like I don't really have a single complaint in regards to that because it's just a new take on
Yeah.
Superman.
Uh,
Like,
Seth, remember when I brought up Smallville earlier? The idea
yeah,
that Jor-El sent Superman to Earth to conquer Earth, that was taken. That was actually taken from that show. Yeah,
well,
because in that show, he originally sent him to Earth to try and conquer it, but Clark chose a different path.
yeah. Well, a lot of people are complaining about, oh man, you made Jor-El like a piece of shit. It's like, well, this is a new take. Like, who to say Jor-El wasn't a piece of shit? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Like, keep this in mind. Said there have been other versions of Jor-El. I do remember that where he was a pretty bad person, like the Jor-El from Smallville, for instance. He was pretty fucked up. Says, but this movie is supposed to be the most comic accurate. I mean, it is
well,
technically comic accurate. Well,
it
it's
is
just that
mostly all, yeah.
it's a
Well,
different
it's
era of the
basically
comics than
it's
the one
Gunn
that Snyder.
basically grabbing the what he thinks is the best from every interpretation of Superman. Just this suit alone. There's some of the new 52 look. There's some, like the logo is from Kingdom Come. You get what I mean? Like, it's all over. The colors look a lot more like Reeves' suit, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And Seth, here's the thing: like, since he's using the Kingdom Come logo, I very much do believe that James Gunn one day will adapt the Kingdom Come storyline as like the end game finale for the DCU. Because if you remember, later down the line, like, I don't know if you read Mark Waid's Kingdom Come, which if you haven't, you should. It's
I have,
freaking phenomenal.
I have,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So in that comic, Superman was old, tired, battle worn, and yeah, like, I would really like to see Gunn do an adaptation of that later down the line because that is a great story. Uh, However, that does beg the question: if he was planning to do a Kingdom Come adaptation, why didn't he just bring back Cavill? I mean, Cavill was the right age for Kingdom Come Superman, but
Well,
whatever.
I think,
Um,
well, the biggest thing, and here's the best thing about David Cornsweet, he casted a young Superman that can be Superman for like the next 30 years if he really wanted to. Like, that's legit the truth, Like, he can be Superman for a while, So expect like two more films from him for the Superman standalone films. Expect him in like 3 Justice League movies. Like he's basically, and I even compared this to my own review. He is basically the new RDJ as Iron Man. Because he legit he's the first guy. He's setting up this universe. He's going to be basically one of the main characters of this, new universe.
Yeah. I kind of wish that this film does well, that it does make its money back. I predict it's going to break over $700 million. Like it's got some hefty competition between Jurassic World Rebirth and Fantastic Four First Steps. But yeah, this film has some hefty competition.
I
But
don't
I
think
do very much agree with
I think Jurassic World was a piece of crap.
Me too.
Jurassic World Rebirth. So I'm sorry,
Jurassic
but
World
yeah,
Rebirth
maybe
was Jurassic World
like
Rebirth was so painfully mediocre. Like I'm glad that this film got the taste of that film out of my mouth.
yeah, and I went to see Superman with my grandfather, and my grandfather straight up told me, he's like, "Oh man, I really like this movie." He's like, uh, "Yeah, this movie's not gonna beat Fantastic Four." That's straight up what he said. He's like, "Oh man, this movie's not gonna beat Fantastic Four." He's like, "This movie is so good." Like, and I'm
And
like, yeah, I think he's right. Fantastic Four. I don't know.
uh, to be honest, I actually do believe that Marvel should have delayed Fantastic Four First Steps to like polish out the CG. I mean, the CGI in the film, from what we've seen with the trailers, looks great, but they really should have delayed the film because they've probably been overworking their CGI crew the same way that say Lex Luthor has been overworking those social media monkeys he was
Yeah,
enslaving in the
yeah.
park.
Did I
God
just
damn.
say that?
Oh,
Maybe
by the
that
way,
was actually
the running joke about the hashtag super shit and the secret harem, that was great.
yeah, that was actually the biggest thing that just made me laugh was the freaking monkeys. Like I was just like, yeah, that's full on comic book. Straight
Yeah.
up, like yes, that's something I could see comic book Lex Luthor doing. Like,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I will say, um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it was Fantastic Four. They should have just pushed it to next year, like kind of like beginning of next year, so that way there's like more hype
Three
for it.
MCU films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because the thing is, next year, well, that we know of for next year, we're only getting Avengers Doomsday, which actually I like that.
And Spider-Man Brand New Day, don't forget that. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Well, Spider-Man Brand New Day might get delayed because it's supposed to be after Doomsday. So I don't know.
Uh, okay, so under Sony's contract with Marvel Studios, they have to make a Spider-Man film 5 years and 7 months after the release of one. So it's gonna be 5 years since Spider-Man for No Way Home came out in December 2026. So the furthest they can delay it is probably May or June of 2027, or probably April.
Okay. So then maybe you're actually right. Maybe they are gonna, which honestly that's fine too. Because the thing is, I feel like the biggest thing with Marvel is that they're focusing more, well, they have been focusing more on quantity over quality. And the thing is, just now I've been actually starting to like what they're doing with the Marvel films, at least. Not the TV shows though. Um
Yeah. Seth. I actually predict that Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be delayed. The furthest I can see getting delayed is October of next year.
yeah, I think they're gonna try to stick to that July
Yeah.
date though. The more I think about it, because they want to hype up Doomsday, right? So they can't just
Yeah.
have Spider-Man be like less than 3 months apart of that and Doomsday. Like, I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. They shouldn't do that, and not only that. Why are we talking about Avengers Doomsday? This is a Superman stream, but okay, yeah, we're all done talking about Superman. But yeah, to so wrap our closing thoughts. The Superman film by James Gunn. It was a genuine surprise for me. I had so much fun watching it. Uh, Hopefully, the rest of the DCU is just as entertaining as this one is. So yeah, to everybody, thank you all so much for watching. And you know what? I'm gonna do a stream like this just for Fantastic Four in 2 weeks from now.
yay.
Yeah. All right. See y'all
All right.
next time.
Peace out, guys.